Earlier tonight, I made a video about how, as a labor and delivery nurse, I love helping my patients push in alternative positions, meaning not on their back. And that when I have been pushing with a patient, and we've been pushing for a long time, we've gone through all sorts of positions, and we finally find one that works, and I call a provider for delivery, and they tell me to put her on her back, my response to them is, I believe in you. You can do it. You've got this. And I got this comment saying that they're not trained in that and it's not fair to shame them. I want to be abundantly clear. I am not trying to shame anyone. The whole point in doing that is to not only empower my patient, but also empower the provider. Because it's easy to overthink how complicated it could be to deliver a patient in an alternative position if you're not doing that. For instance, if we're pushing on our side, that's almost like pushing on your back. You're just rotated a little bit. So whatever motions you would do with your hands in order to deliver that baby, it's just rotated. And if we're pushing on hands and knees, it's just the opposite of what you would do. So you know how like you go down and then you go back up? Well, if you're pushing on hands and knees, you go up and then you go down. When you're in school for anything, you learn a lot, right, in school. But where do you do the most learning? You do the most learning when you're out and practicing the skill that you're doing. For instance, in nursing school, I learned how to start IVs, right? But whenever I was in the emergency department, I noticed that there were a lot of patients coming in who had no veins. I don't know where they put them, but they weren't bringing them with them. And the IV skills that I had come equipped with from nursing school were not cutting it to be able to care for my patients in the best way. So I went on my own time and I got credentialed to do ultrasound guided peripheral IV insertion. And that is now a skill that I have and I have honed and am now able to teach the classes. And in doing so, in learning that extra stuff, I can take better care of my patients, and I can also teach other nurses how to take better care of their patients. I am not a provider. I have never intentionally delivered a baby. Unintentionally, yes, a few times, but never intentionally. It's just very difficult for me to accept that it's not possible to deliver someone anywhere other than on their back when before a provider comes in for this delivery where they say it's not possible, we could have just delivered somebody in the shower with a different provider. I am constantly learning more as a nurse. Just this year alone, I think I have 56 hours of continuing education. I take classes. I got certified in emergency nursing so that I could better care for my emergency department patients. I got certified in inpatient obstetrics so that I could better take care of my obstetric patients. And even right now, I'm studying to get certified in electronic fetal monitoring so I can take better care of my patients. I believe you that you're not trained in it. I believe that. And you may come fresh out of school that way, but why would you want to stay that way to where you don't feel comfortable or competent in order to deliver somebody in a different position? When we know that pushing on our back is not the very best way that things could happen. So I apologize for the impact that the video had to where if it felt like I was shaming a provider. I just always think we should be striving for better for our patients, and this is such an easy way to do that. And just to head this off of the past, like I could hear somebody saying, well, what if something happens like a shoulder dystocia? Okay, well, first of all, being in alternative positions is going to help us with the shoulder dystocia. Doing position changes is going to help with the shoulder dystocia. And I can get your patient in a new position in 3 seconds flat. But I don't think that the fear of a possible shoulder dystocia on a low risk patient should keep us from delivering in a way that the patient feels most comfortable pushing.